everyone, I am Dr. Anjani Devi, Associate Professor, Department of Biotechnology, Vignan's Foundation for Science, Technology and Research. As you pretty well know that I am dealing with the course Enzyme Technology. We have completed 2 units and now we are moving towards Unit 3. Now let us study about steady state assumption. Here we have the standard reaction, which is nothing but enzyme plus substrate will be giving rise to enzyme substrate complex and it will be going towards the product formation. So E is representing the enzyme and S is representing the substrate and ES is representing the enzyme substrate complex and P is representing the product. Here you have to know about K1 is representing the rate constant of the forward reaction of formation of E plus S. So K1 is representing the forward, it's a rate constant for the forward reaction, whereas K minus 1 is the rate of reverse reaction, this one. This is the rate of reverse reaction, whereas K2 is the rate constant of forward reaction for ES formation to enzyme plus product. According to this equation, though pretty well this V is directly proportional to the concentration of enzyme substrate. So if you remove this particular proportionality symbol, the expression will be like this: V is equal to K2 into enzyme substrate complex concentration. The rate at which the enzyme substrate complex is formed and falls apart, they are present in the equilibrium. We will be showing here the rate of formation of enzyme substrate complex. Here the rate of formation of this enzyme substrate complex we are representing as K1 into concentration of enzyme and concentration of your substrate. The rate at which enzyme substrate complex falls apart is nothing but K minus 1, this one, ES plus K2 ES. So it will be like this: K minus 1 ES and K2 ES. So upon taking the common, you will be getting K minus 1 plus K2 into ES. Now you will be bringing them to equilibrium. So see what will happen now. So the steady state occurs when K1 into E into S is equal to K minus 1 plus K2 into enzyme substrate complex. And now separating the variables from the constants, you bring all the constants aside and all the variables aside, you will be getting this particular equation. Concentration of E into S divided by ES is equal to K minus 1 plus K2 divided by K1. You are designating this phrase as Km. Km is nothing but Michaelis-Menten constant. So you are designating Km is nothing but K minus 1 plus K2 divided by K1. So if you try to incorporate this into this particular equation, then we will be getting this like this: ES is equal to E into S divided by Km. And now as you pretty well know, what is the concentration of free enzyme? It is nothing but the concentration of total enzyme minus the concentration of bound enzyme, that is E is equal to E naught minus ES. Now incorporate this into this equation. Now you will be getting ES is equal to E naught minus ES into S divided by Km. ES is equal to E naught into S divided by S plus Km. So this is the phrase, this is the final equation what we are getting. Now as you pretty well know that the rate of reaction is equal to K2 into E naught. So substitute that particular value what you have got here. Now the value is V is equal to, now the equation is V is equal to K2 into the concentration of your free enzyme, the concentration of substrate divided by concentration of substrate plus Km. So the maximum reaction velocity, what we are designating, it is designated as Vmax. It's nothing but maximum reaction velocity is reached when all the enzyme sites are saturated with the substrate molecules. Here, this will happen when the substrate concentration is very much higher than the Km value, and so that S divided by S plus Km approaches 1. In this limit, we will get the expression of Vmax as V is equal to Vmax into S by S plus Km. Okay. Here I will show you. If at all you plot a graph between the concentration of your substrate and the velocity of reaction, at the initial stage of the reaction, the curve will be linear, and as the concentration of substrate is higher, you are going to get rectangular hyperbola. The reaction velocity will be reaching maximum here, and we are designating that point as Vmax. If at all you consider the concentration of substrate where the velocity V is equal to half Vmax, that we are considering as Km. So the concentration of your substrate which produces a V equal to half Vmax, V is equal to half Vmax. So at the point where the velocity is half Vmax, at that point the concentration will be, S will be equal to Km. So the substrate concentration which produces a velocity equal to half maximum Vmax is called as Michaelis-Menten constant, which is designated as Km. See, let us consider the reciprocals of Michaelis-Menten equation. At high substrate concentration, when the concentration of substrate is very much higher than your Michaelis-Menten constant and V is equal to Vmax, then it will be independent of your substrate concentration. So, we will be getting the equation like this: 1 by V is equal to 1 by Vmax plus Km by Vmax into 1 by S. Let us draw a plot between 1 by V and 1 by S. Here, we have considered 1 by V in your y-axis and 1 by S in your x-axis. When you try to draw a plot between these two, 1 by S and 1 by V, we will be getting a curve with the intercept, y-intercept of 1 by Vmax and the slope of Km by Vmax. This particular plot we are calling it as Line-Weaverberg plot. And now we will learn about the significance of Km. What is Km? Km is nothing but your Michaelis-Menten constant. So when the substrate concentration is equal to Km, then V is equal to Vmax by 2. How we can get this particular value? Let us consider this particular equation where V is equal to Vmax into S divided by S plus S, as here you need to have Km. As Km is equal to your substrate concentration, in place of Km we have incorporated S. So V is equal to Vmax S by 2S. So upon doing this, you will be getting V is equal to Vmax by 2. So that's why when your substrate concentration is equal to Km, then your V is equal to Vmax. So hence Km is equal to the substrate concentration at which the reaction rate is half of its maximum value, that is nothing but V is equal to half Vmax. In other words, if an enzyme has a small value of Km, so if an enzyme is having small Km value, it achieves its maximum catalytic efficiency at very low substrate concentrations. In other words, I want to tell that if at all you are getting any value like smaller value of Km, then you have to denote that the affinity of the enzyme for the substrate is high. If you are having the value of Km as high, high Km value means the affinity of your enzyme for the substrate will be low. If you are having low Km value means the affinity of your enzyme for the substrate is high. So the value of Km for the enzyme depends upon the particular substrate. So the Km value will be determined by the substrate. So the Km value for an enzyme depends upon the substrate. Moreover, it also depends upon the pH of the solution as well as the temperature at which the reaction is taking place. So the Km will be depending upon the substrate as well as the pH and temperature of the reaction. And for most of the enzyme, the value of Km will be lying in between 10 to the power of minus 1 and 10 to the power of minus 7 m. Now we need to know about what is the significance of kcat. We are representing the turnover number with the symbol kcat. So what is kcat? In order to see the equation, we can see that the Vmax is equal to kcat into concentration of total enzyme. So which we are representing as Vmax is equal to kcat into concentration of total enzyme. We are representing in the units of minute inverse or second inverse. And what is this kcat? That is nothing but turnover number. It is nothing but the maximum number of substrate molecules which can be converted into product per molecule of enzyme per unit time. So we are giving the definition as number of substrate molecules which are capable of converting the product per molecule of enzyme with respect to time. And the kcat values will be ranging from 1 to 10 to the power of 4 per seconds. And what is the importance of kcat? What are the conditions which are affecting the kcat? Those are nothing but the enzyme, the solution conditions as well as the substrate identity. So kcat relates to the chemical steps subsequent to the formation of enzyme substrate complex. So kcat is affected by the changes which are taking place with respect to the environment as well as the conditions in which the solution conditions in which the enzyme and substrate is participating for enzyme substrate complex formation, which are going towards the formation of a product. And it reflects the perturbations of chemical steps subsequent to the initial substrate binding. This is the importance of your kcat. Coming to the catalytic efficiency. Now we need to know about what is this catalytic efficiency. We are representing the catalytic efficiency as kcat divided by Km. We know pretty well that the Km is nothing but your Michaelis-Menten constant. So catalytic efficiency we are representing in the form of ratio between kcat by Km. So we are representing the catalytic efficiency of an enzyme as ratio between kcat and Km. So the higher value of this catalytic efficiency indicates that frequency of collisions between the substrate and enzyme molecules, whereas the low value would be more in keeping with the equilibrium assumption. So what is the importance of your catalytic efficiency? What you will be inferring from the catalytic efficiency? So by using this you can compare the efficiency of alternative substrate towards the enzyme molecule. So you can measure the specificity of the enzyme molecule. So what is the specificity of that particular enzyme towards one substrate? So you are taking a number of substrate molecules and you can compare the efficiency of that substrate molecule towards the enzyme molecule. So by using this catalytic efficiency, you can calculate the specificity of the enzyme molecule when a group of substrate molecules are given. So with this, I want to summarize that today in this session we have learnt about what is enzyme kinetics. I have already defined what is enzyme kinetics. So enzyme kinetics is a study of chemical reactions that are catalyzed by the enzyme with the focus on their reaction rates. So by considering the reaction rate and what are the various conditions that are responsible or which are affecting the enzyme kinetics. Those are nothing but the concentration of your substrate, temperature, pH as well as the presence of inhibitors. So In the today's session, we have also learnt about what is KM, what is steady state assumption, what is rapid equilibrium assumption. Along with that, we have studied about what is KCAT and what is the catalytic efficiency. So, with this, I want to wind up today's session. I want you people to work upon these following questions to assess yourself how far you have understood today's session. I want you people to refer this book in order to have the entire knowledge about what are the topics which I have dealt in today's session. Thank you.